Good morning, everybody. It's Anne Sinclair from Digestive Detective, and welcome to Love Your Guts group this morning. I'll just wait a couple of minutes to see if anybody comes on to ask a question for Q&A day. Looking very forward to hearing everybody's questions. I have a question from my husband who has had recently the gastro bug in Sydney, so I'll answer that question if I don't get any other ones. So his question to me basically was, what can you do after you've had a gastro bug to get your gut back into order? So to start with, I think some of the things we should talk about is what you should do while you've got a gastro bug, and some of the things that you can do that are pretty easy to do at home. So probably the first thing is rehydration. We seem to forget about that when you're losing lots of liquid, whether you're vomiting or have diarrhea. It's important to rehydrate, and there are a couple of myths about, so I'm going to bust those right out of the water this morning. So you can use a commercial preparation like Hydralyte, Gastrolyte, Pedialyte, those sorts of ones. My only problem with those is that they're full of crap. They have lots of fillers, they're lots of colours and additives. So what you can use, Ethical Nutrients have a product called Rehydrate. You can buy it from most chemists, and it's has no artificial sweeteners or flavours in it. So it will do the job of rehydrating the person without all that added extra things to go with it. Lots of people talk about coconut water, and this is the one which is really interesting. So in countries where they use coconuts, it would be a good thing because they have a history of experience with putting together what it is and what stage of the coconut it's at. So for us, to get the I guess benefits from it, it has to be at a certain stage. So if you're buying coconut water from the supermarket out of a Tetra Pak, you're not going to get the stage that you need. And generally it's the young, when it's still quite green, which will be helpful. So buying one from the supermarket definitely doesn't have any value. Lots of people, I hear it over and over again that yes, coconut water can rehydrate, but that truly is not the case. So generally the Ethical Nutrients thing is the first place that I go to use for rehydration. So some of the other things you can do, just let me move that out of the way. So what our microbiome is important for is we know that it regulates our immune system. It improves all of our nutrients, our B vitamins, vitamin K. It helps us absorb calcium, magnesium and zinc. It helps us produce energy. It helps produce short-chain fatty acids, which are the things that fuel our enterocytes. And weight management. It helps us with mood management because the gut-brain connection, and it also helps us with blood sugar management. It keeps that clicking over for us. Hi, Georgie. So the next, we need to, after you've had a bout of gastro or diarrhea, one of the really important things is to help restore specific strains. So bifidobacteria and your lactobacilli are our two main ones that do a lot of heavy lifting for our microbiome. So we need to nourish and feed the survivors that we have left. Some of the ways that you can do this is through prebiotics. And lactulose is a really good one, which you can buy from a chemist for about $17, so it's reasonably inexpensive. And most people would take, it is actually a laxative that they give to people in hospital when they've had them on morphine or if they suffer constipation, but they give high doses, so we don't want to do that. We want to give them a relatively innocuous dose, so we can, just improve their lactobacilli and bifidobacteria, not necessarily make them go to the toilet. What else? Galacto-oligosaccharides are fantastic, and partially hydrolyzed guar gum is also really good. So foods that nourish your gut after you've had a gastrointestinal infection of any sort, so you want to be looking at whole plant foods, polyphenol rich foods, so coloured fruits, strawberries, blackberries, blueberries, pomegranate, plums, all those sorts of things, the dark skin, then the darker the skin, the better, because they really encourage the growth of lactobacillus and bifidobacteria. Nuts and seeds, vegetables, and again, the vegetables that you can get in colours, eggplant, orange carrots, you know, really bright, red cabbage, all those sorts of really bright foods. Grains, and in grains you can include things like red rice and black rice, again because it's got the polyphenols. Green olives, black olives are good. Prebiotic rich foods, so Jerusalem artichokes, garlic, leeks, asparagus, globe artichokes, anything from the brassica family, kale, bok choy, spinach, all those sorts of things, really useful. Broccoli and cauliflower. Beetroots, sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds are all really useful prebiotic foods. You can also use sauerkraut and kefir and those sorts of things as well, depending on how sensitive you are. Another category that you should include is resistant starch, and resistant starch are things like legumes, less ripe bananas, cooked and cooled potatoes, sweet potatoes, and cashews are really good for this as well. You want to include moderate fat, not high fat, because high fat actually kills bacteria, and moderate protein, so don't go too heavy on the protein that you use. Whole grain rice, oats and rye if they're tolerated. Legumes are fantastic. Gut bacteria love legumes. They just cannot get enough of legumes, so that's always a really good way to repopulate what's going on. And basically fruit and veg and nuts and seeds, you know, you can't go wrong with those sorts of things. Two other things that are prebiotic like foods, which I'll mention, are green tea, because green tea can increase your own lactobacillus and bifidobacteria, so which is a good thing, and you just need about 4 cups a day, 4 little cups. And the other one's dark cacao. So if you want to have a chocolate, perhaps, you can just go to 85% plus that chocolate, because it's fermented already. It will also help, you know, feed your good bacteria. So I hope that's been helpful for anybody who's witnessed the gastrobug in Sydney firsthand. And if you have any other questions, let me know, and I will be able to see what's going on. It's all very new and exciting, this Facebook Live. No, I cannot. Oh, there's Georgie. Hello, Georgie. Hi.
I hope nobody else can see me because I'm still in my dressing gown.
No, I just changed out of my dressing gown, so that's all good. Have you got a question, Georgie?
I did. I came in. I just happened to come in near the end when you were talking about the lactulose.
Yep.
The small doses of lactulose. So how small would be good? I'm just thinking of for my mum because she's,
yep,
you know, she's always constipated.
Okay. So there's a couple of things you can do for her. Lactulose builds your own bifidobacteria, so you need to get them to take it at night, because for the first 7 to 10 days,
yep,
it makes people quite farty. So it's best that they do that at night. And you just need 2 meals. If you start off with 2 meals and then work her up to 5 meals over the course of, say, 3 weeks, and that's enough. And if she just takes that for a long time, that will help build her own bifidobacteria and lactobacilli, but it'll also help her bowel get used to some regulation about getting that peristalsis working again. And it's easy to take because it's really sweet, and you just take it off the spoon, or you can pop it in water. Yeah.
Terrific. Terrific. So thank you.
No worries. It's nice to actually finally see your face.
Yeah. Oh, what a day to do it too.
Oh, look, Wednesday's my day off, so some days I'll probably do this in my pajamas as well.
Excellent.
So have a great day. I'll talk
Thanks,
to you
and
soon.
you too, girl.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.